The Chapel Organist by Thomas Hardy, A.D. 185. I've been thinking it through as I play here tonight, to play never again, by the light of that lowering sun peering in at the window pane, and over the back street roofs throwing shades from the boys of the chore in the galley right upon me, sitting up to these keys once more. How I used to hear tongues ask, as I sat here when I was new, "Who is she playing the organ? She touches it mightily true." "She travels from Haven Town," the deacon would softly speak. "The stipend can hardly cover her fare hither twice in the week." It fell far short of doing, indeed, but I never told, for I had craved minstrelsy more than lovers or beauty or gold. 'Twas so he answered at first, but the story grew different later. It cannot go on much longer, from what we hear of her now. At the meaning wheeze in the words, the inquirer would shift his place, till he could see round the curtains that screened me from the people below. "A handsome girl," he would murmur, up staring, and so I am. But too much sex in her build, fine eyes, but eyelids too heavy, a bosom too full for her age, in her lips too voluptuous a look. It may be, but who put it there? Assuredly it was not I. I went on playing and singing when this I had heard, and more, through tears half blinded me. Yes, I remained going on and on, just as I used me to chord and to sing at the self-same time. For it's contralto, my voice is. They'll hear it again here tonight, in the psalmody notes that I love more than the world, or than flesh, or than life. Well, the deacon, in fact, that day had learnt new tidings about me. They troubled his mind not a little, for he was a worthy man. He trades as a chemist in High Street, and during the week he had sought his fellow deacon, who throve as a bookbinder over the way. "These are strange rumours," he said. "We must guard the good name of the chapel. If sooth she's of evil report, what else can we do but dismiss her? But get such another to play here we cannot for double the price." It settled the point for a time, and I triumphed a while in their strait, and my much-beloved grand semblebreves went living on under my fingers. At length in the congregation more headshakes and murmurs were rife, and my dismissal was ruled, though I was not warned of it then. But a day came when they declared it. The news entered me as a sword. I was broken, so pallid of face that they thought I should faint, they said. I rallied. "I'd rather than go, I will play for nothing," said I. 'Twas in much desperation I spoke it, for bring me to forfeit I could not. Those melodies chorded so richly for which I had laboured and lived. They paused, and for nothing I played at the chapel through Sundays anon, upheld by that art which I love more than blandishments lavished of men. But it fell that murmurs again from the flock broke the pastor's peace. Some member had seen me at Havenpool, comrading close a sea captain. Yes, I was thereto constrained, lacking means for the fare to and fro. Yet God knows, if aught he knows ever, I love the Old Hundredth, St. Stephen's, Mount Zion, New Sabbath, Miles Lane, Holy Rest, and Araby and Eton, above all embraces of bodies by wooers who sought me and won. 'Twas one. Next week 'twas declared I was seen coming home with a lover at dawn. The deacons insisted then, strong, and forgiveness I did not implore. I saw all was lost for me, quite, but I made a last bid in my throbs. High love had been beaten by lust, and the senses had conquered the soul. But the soul should die game, if I knew it. I turned to my masters, and said, "I yield, gentlemen, without parlance, but let me just hymn you once more. It's a little thing, sirs, that I ask, and a passion is music with me. They saw that consent would cost nothing, and show a good grace, as knew I, though tremble I did, and feel sick, as I paused thereat, dumb for their words. They gloomily nodded assent, saying, "Yes, if you care to, one more, and only once more, understand." To that, with a bend, I agreed. "You've a fixed and far-reaching look," spoke one who had eyed me for a while. "I've a fixed and far-reaching plan, and my look only showed it," said I. "This evening of Sunday is come, the last of my functioning here." "She plays as if she were possessed," they exclaim, glancing upward and around. "Such harmonies I never dreamt the old instrument capable of." Meantime the sun lowers and goes, shades deepen, the lights are turned up, and the people voice out, the last singing, tune Talus, the evening hymn. I wonder dissenters sing Ken. It shows them more liberal in spirit. At this little chapel down here than at this little chapel down here than at certain new others I know. I sing as I play. Murmurs someone, "No woman's throat richer than hers." True, in these parts at least, I ponder. But my man you will hear it no more. And I sing with them onward, the grave dread, as little do I as my bed. I lift up my feet from the pedals, and then, while my eyes are still wet from the symphonies born of my fingers, I do that whereon I am set, and drawn from my full round bosom their words, how can I help its heave, a bottle blue-colored and fluted, a vinaigrette they may conceive, and before the choir measures my meaning, reads aught in my moves to and fro, I drink from the phial at a draught, and they think it a pick-me-up, so. Then I gather my books as to leave, bend over the keys as to pray. When they come to me motionless, stooping, quick death will have whisked me away. Sure, nobody meant her to poison herself in her haste after all. The deacons will say as they carry me down, and the night shadows fall. Though the charges were true, they will add, it's a case red as scarlet withal. I have never once minced it. Lived chaste I have not. Heaven knows it above. But past all the heavings of passion, its music has been my life-love. That tune did go well, this last playing. I reckon they'll bury me here. Not a soul from the seaport, my birthplace, will come or bestow me a tear. That is a very long story poem by Thomas Hardy, The Chapel Organist, AD 185.